Another returnee to the British Touring Car Championship grid for 2025, I'm delighted to say, is Stephen Jelley. Stephen, good to see you again. It's been a year since I've said, can I catch up with you? How's it going?
Very good, very good. Good to be here.
Absolutely. Back with a returning team, actually, One Motorsport. So a new start this year for you and the team.
Yep, really looking forward to it. Some exciting things going on with the team. I don't think me or anyone expected it to happen. But once I got sort of introduced to the team, saw what was going on, and got involved in it, it quickly became a no-brainer. So really enjoying being part of the team. Every day's positive, and we're moving forward. Yeah, good.
Jumping back into front-wheel drive.
Yep. In the Civic, yeah, let's see. My previous experience obviously was with Team Parker a few years ago. And at that point, I'd come out of driving GT3 cars with traction control and ABS and jumped straight into the Carrera Cup and all that sort of stuff, and then jumped straight into a front-wheel drive touring car for the first time. So it was a bit of a baptism of fire at that point. Now coming from... obviously drove a bit of Carrera Cup last year, but lots of touring car stuff in between. It's a lot better place to be, and immediately driving at Croft. Croft was the first day that I drove the car, and it was an officially timed day. And I thought, this thing feels weird. There's stuff going all over the place. And then look at the timing screen, and it's okay. So pleasantly surprised with the performance in the car. We had a few little niggles with the car and a few things to overcome, and didn't get quite as much track time as I would have liked, but still the times were okay. So as I said, every interaction I've had with the team and the car, it's just been positive, really. It's just been really good fun.
Everybody seems to be commenting that the removal of the 75 or 80k of the hybrid kit means that the cars are on their toes a little bit more, which is great for the drivers and probably indicates some closer racing this season. Yeah,
I think it's a positive. Anything that takes weight out of a race car is a positive from a driver's point of view. Because it's that feel for the car. It just feels more alive. As soon as you add weight, it just feels dead. It feels cumbersome, and you want it to be on its toes. You want to be able to put the car where you want. So it can only be a positive. It gives those tyres and those brakes an easier time, so you can use them more. Maybe able to brake a little bit later. Maybe able to just lean that bit harder into the corner curves here at Donington. So. Let's see. It's always close in the BTCC. So,
and the boost button. I mean, it's been called many things: push to pass, push to defend, boost button. You
understeer
call it,
button.
That's your name for it.
Is
the understeer. Right, I'm going to call it the understeer button from now. That's brilliant. I mean, that's going to have a much greater effect now that we've got the weight out as well, and it's the full boost, isn't it?
It's good. It's it comes in a slightly different way. Feeling wise, it sort of ramps up, boosts up, or whatever you want to call it, understeers up. It doesn't actually cause understeer. It's just good. And you can definitely feel it turn off as well. So you come off it down that back straight, and you feel that disappointment of less power. So it's definitely doing something, and it's been reliable so far, so that's really positive.
You've, Stephen, got a lot of experience in this championship. You've driven alongside much of the grid, although there are some newcomers. Are you coming back this year with a different mindset?
I think so. Good question. For me, it feels like a clean slate. It's a different team, guys that I've not had any experience of before, and they've got no preconceptions of me either. A lot of the teams that I've driven for, I'd driven for in the past, and they thought they knew, and I thought I knew the people in the team, so we all sort of went along the same sort of things. And it feels quite nice this year, interacting with different people who are building relationships and being pleasantly surprised by what each party's finding. which is good and it's exciting. And you find that you behave yourself a bit better, and you push yourself a bit harder to do better. So, yeah, it just feels like a bit of a clean slate, and wanting to prove myself once more. It would be great. I never thought I'd get this opportunity to drive in the BTCC again. And that's when you get to that, it's a bit sad, really, because it's a mega championship and you always want to do really well. And you don't want, once you fall out, you're like, oh, bugger, I miss it. You want to come back. So, I want to give it my best. Interesting to see some younger drivers on the grid this year. It feels like a bit of a transition as well. So that'll be interesting to see how some of the sort of middle-aged drivers, I'm definitely on the longer tooth end of the scale. I'm glad Gordon's here because he's an old sod as well.
He brings the average.
Yeah, he does. But it'd be interesting to see how they get on because, they look feisty. And that's something I experienced a few years ago. Yeah. So, it's going to be an interesting year.
You partnered with Josh Cook at One Motorsport, who've had a year out, and I guess there's still some bits of tweaking with the cars to put those back together again. The whole team, I know, is working extremely hard on that. We start here at Donington in a couple of weeks' time, a circuit you know extremely well. What is your line in the sand? What's your expectation for what you're going to be able to achieve in that first outing?
For me, I've got to give myself a little bit of leeway. I think this is how I've sort of packaged it to myself more than anyone else. Those first couple of race meetings, I should just concentrate on getting the mileage in and building performance to then attack those Thruxton, Alton Park circuits that I know myself and the car perform really well. I think it would be naive of me to pile all that pressure on Donington round one, because that's a recipe for disaster. I'm really open to surprising myself. For the team and for Josh, I expect him to be absolutely on the money from the first lap. The car's more than capable. Josh is more than capable. Josh, when we first started speaking to the team and for Josh, it was really important to both of them to have two drivers in the team that could put something into a proper program for both. We're both working on the setup together. Everything's very open. Although the team's been doing a lot of work to get back going, I think they've already done it. I think they're already there. They're ready. Everything's in place. They just want to win. I know, the Civic, it's a fair few years old, but it's a blooming good car. And there's a lot of touring cars on the grid that underneath it all, they're a bit older than some of the others, and they're still blooming quick. So I think the Civic and One Motorsport will be right on the money. But I've got to give myself that little bit of sensible time, so I don't shatter my confidence or dreams and expectations early doors.
I'm sure you're going to have a great season. It's really good to see you back on the grid, and good to see One Motorsport back on the grid as well. So have a good season, Stephen. Just before you go, as we do at this time of the year, as you remember, we ask a couple of oddball questions. So numbers 1 to 5, choose a number.
1.
Are you a good passenger in a road car?
No.
Okay. Do you give the driver a hard time? Going too fast, going too slow?
Not really. I just tend to be a bit critical of all things. Yeah. I'm not. I get car sick as well.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, in the passenger seat. Yeah.
No,
I'm like,
goodness
I've got to
me.
get out.
That's amazing. So I've always thought if ever it was the case where I had to drive a professional racing driver around, I would just avoid it like the plague, because there could be nothing worse, can there, for that driver? Okay, another number between 1 and 5.
Red 5.
Have you got a middle name?
David.
Oh, that's an easy one. That's good. You'd be surprised how many people are reluctant to reveal that one. And finally, one more number.
2.
2. Aha. Now, in the British Touring Car Championship has been going for 67 years. In that time, 12 drivers have won back-to-back championships. Oh. Can you name 5 of them?
Can I name 5? Okay. Back-to-back. Back-to-back. Probably not.
Good. Well, you're on the clock, and you've got another
Gordon
20
manage
seconds.
it?
Gordon Shedden did manage it, yes.
Did Fabrizio Giovanardi?
Oh, well done, yes.
Did
That's 2.
Alan Menu?
No.
John Cleland?
No.
No. Lauren Aiello? Did he win one?
No. Not back to back.
I'm going to go with... who was in an Audi? Who was in a...
I've never seen you panic like this before.
I'm thinking Alfa Romeo and I'm thinking Audi.
Time's nearly up.
Tarquini. No.
Bing. Out of time. You're going to kick yourself now. Ash Sutton, Colin Turkington,
what an
Gordon
idiot.
Shedden, Matt
What an
Neal,
idiot.
Chris Hodgetts.
I was thinking like, I don't want to.
You've made it too hard for yourself. Somebody's going to ring in now and say, you've got all that wrong because you forgot so-and-so, weren't
Why
you?
did I not go Ash Sutton?
How far do you want to go back? Win Percy, Andy Rouse, both did it 3 times.
Oh, well.
You'll have a better season. Good to see you, Stephen.
Good to see you. Cheers.